The internet has been around for a pretty long time, and with its creation, there has been misinformation. Do you remember when there was a rumor going around that Waluigi would be in Super Mario 64 DS? Or what about Sonic and Tails being in a Smash Bros. Game? Actually, that one might have came true. Misinformation will always be a thing on the internet. There's just no way of preventing it, and unfortunately, it's found its way to the Nintendo Switch 2, because of course it did. It had to at some point. I'm not the first person to be talking about this. It's so funny that, can you imagine, like, that two people that, who used to work for Nintendo are calling out this behavior.
Drama about Nintendo. Misinformation about Nintendo has been spreading throughout the weekend. And we're here to tell you not to get tricked by misinformation.
Weekend misinformation. Not the best.
No, it was very dramatic for a couple of days.
So this was just a good sort of microcosm of something that feels like it's been happening more and more.
Totally.
And in this case, it did kind of resolve itself, whereas there are other things that are still like, oh, did you know Mario Kart World is $90? Like there's still some things out there that are getting a free pass.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see whether this thing lives on or not, but let's look at exactly what happened.
So I just want to go into the various issues with Nintendo Switch 2 misinformation. Now I just want to say that it's perfectly fine to get things wrong. We're humans after all. We are going to make mistakes, we're flawed. But I start to draw a heavy line in the sand when you make videos like the Nintendo Switch 2 is selling poorly, or spreading misinformation about a game with stuff that is obviously not true. I have various issues with this, and I'll be getting into my first one. These type of people have their hands so far up their own ass that they believe that they are the right ones and we're just a bunch of lobotomite dumb fucks because we don't agree with them when they're in the wrong. I'm sorry to say it, you're not, like, above us. These people really just can't stop smelling their own farts going all like, No, Nintendine, the Nintendo Switch 2 is not a poorly selling console, and there are people out there still buying it. I decided to look up how many units it sold, and there's like 1,000 or something like that. If you ask me, I don't think that's bad. Definitely not on the levels of the original Nintendo Switch, but it's been like, what, 6 months or so? It's not been a year yet. If you're expecting it to do gangbusters, well, we're not there yet. But let's be honest, you don't really give a fuck. I'm just some retard and you're in the right here. You're always right, Nintendine. I bet that this guy was just sitting in some dark room and he was all like, how can I make some more money? I got it. I will title a video, Nobody is Buying the Nintendo Switch 2, because it's going to get me that bag, it's going to get me that moolah. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. You can't blame these people. I guess this does add a layer to an already pre-existing layer. Not only do you have to put this false, like, profit on yourself, but you also have to spread things that are obviously not true if you want to go somewhere on the internet, and it's just really sad. And this is where my second issue comes in. There are people out there that will believe what Nintendine has to say. The Switch 2 is a poorly selling console. There are people out there that will believe what Lord Frogmire has to say, and all the other Nintendo grift channels out there. This shouldn't have to be a problem, but it is. These people can't go out and do their own research and find out that actually, the Switch 2 isn't selling that bad. You can try as hard as you want to point out to these people that that's wrong. It's not gonna matter though, cause they don't care. I don't look at this as a, guys, I made a mistake here. No, you knew what you were doing, and this is not the first time that you've done this before. Cough, cough. Sakurai. AI. I don't see these type of videos going away anytime soon. If it gets them views, then keep doing it. There's no reason to stop. And the best we could do is just kinda, I don't really know, just accept it. I don't like this type of content. I find it to be a little scummy, but there's not much that can be done. So that's all I have to say about this. Let me know what you think about Nintendo Switch 2 misinformation and the content that has been made out of it. And I'll see you guys next time, and bye.